where she died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically. Thought of her as gone by itself was something that she did. It was something that I decided to do, and I killed her in the back of my mind. It's really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of my mind, you died. In the back of my mind, I killed you. So it's all in the mind, because that's the most secure place you can be, is in your mind. So if you can expel that thought
in your mind, then everything else will just
come together. Puzzle pieces will just...
Yo, after months of mystery, after weeks of speculation, and after one of the most disturbing cases tied to a music artist, singer D4vd has now officially been arrested.
Look, it's gonna obscure my view from the gate.
If you try to run or if you try to resist, you will get hit with my feet or it's gonna hurt.
I got you.
If you try to run, we have canine on premises and you will get bit.
I got you. Alright, so the gate is locked. You want to open the gate? Sir? Open the gate.
This all comes after a body of a teenage girl was found inside of a Tesla connected to him. And now, police have finally made their move. But here's the part that nobody's telling you. Even with this arrest, the case is still far from over. Let's get straight to it. On April 16, 2026, D4vd, real name David Burke, was arrested in Los Angeles. He was taken into custody by LAPD on suspicion of murder in connection to the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old girl. Reports say he is currently being held without bail, and the case is now being reviewed by the Los Angeles District Attorney.
Back, we are getting some more breaking news tonight right here in Los Angeles. The LAPD has arrested the singer David, who's also known as the 21-year-old David Burke, for the murder of Celeste Rivas. Now, this is a major update in an investigation into the death of a 14-year-old whose decomposed body was found in the trunk of David's Tesla last September. Let's bring in NBC's Camila Bernal, who's been following this one for us. This is a huge update, and for everybody that's been following this case since the discovery of the body in David's Tesla, the big question has always been, why has he not been named as suspect? And today he's arrested.
Yes, and I can't tell you why it took so long, but he was arrested today on suspicion of murder. He has not been charged. So this is going to be presented to the DA on Monday. So we might get some charges on Monday. And it's serious because obviously we know it's on suspicion of murder. So he might be charged with murder. We knew that they had done interviews. We knew there was a grand jury. We knew they had canvas for video in the area, but they never arrested him, like you mentioned. And everybody sort of questioned this in terms of, yes, she was in his Tesla. It was his car. Why is he not arrested quickly? And he wasn't. And we don't have an answer as to why, but we do know that he had been the focus of this investigation because of the relationship, because of his Tesla. And months and months later, we now have this arrest.
And we're looking at some of that video right there. The body was found in that impound lot, but the car was found not in that impound lot. It was towed there after being parked somewhere in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, so they found her body in September, but authorities do believe that she was killed sometime in the spring. So her body had been in that frunk of the Tesla for a long time. It actually was discovered because it smelled so bad in that car and in that the tow yard. Someone essentially just walking by noticed a really horrible smell, and that's how authorities found her body. It had been decomposed. It was in horrible shape, and she was identified through forensics, you know, so it wasn't like they were able to get a lot of clues from the body. So that's probably also a reason why it took investigators so long.
But listen carefully. This is an arrest, not a conviction. No official charges have been finalized yet.
So long because it's hard to piece together that information when you have a body that has been sitting in the summer in Los Angeles in the frunk of a car for months and months and months. And so they were trying to obviously piece everything together. Hopefully we'll get more information because all we knew was that they had some sort of relationship, but we don't know a lot of what led us here.
Yeah.
Now, let's rewind to what started all of this. Back in September 2025, authorities made a shocking discovery. A Tesla linked to David had been sitting for days. Workers reported a strong smell coming from the vehicle. When police checked it, they found a decomposing body in the trunk. The body was later identified as Celeste Vivas Hernandez, a teenage girl who had been missing. And from that moment, everything changed.
Hey everybody, I'm David, and here are 5 things you may not know about me.
Now let's be clear, this arrest is huge, but it doesn't mean the case is finished. Right now, Dave is in custody. Investigators believe they have enough to act, but prosecutors still have to decide on formal charges. And his legal team, they're already maintaining that he is innocent. So the situation could go one of 2 ways. Charges get filed, full trial, or evidence gets challenged and case shifts. And this is why the story is hitting so hard, because this isn't just an artist. It's about a young girl who went missing, was later found in a situation no one expected, and now her case is at the center of a major investigation. And for her family, even with this arrest, they still don't have all the answers. So now the question is, what happens next? Because the arrest is just the beginning. And if the charges are officially filed, the case could become one of the biggest legal stories involving a music artist in recent years. D4David has been arrested, but the truth behind what really happened is still unfolding. For months, there were no arrests, just questions. Investigators tracked the Tesla's movements, collected digital evidence, served search warrants, and brought in witnesses. At one point, authorities even said they hadn't confirmed a full homicide yet, but behind the scenes, the case was building. Court documents later revealed D4David had been named as a suspect. Prosecutors were pushing witnesses to testify. A grand jury process was underway, and now that investigation has finally led to an arrest. Now, here's the part that makes this even heavier. Recently, Celeste's body has been released back to her family. That means they can now hold a funeral, begin the grieving process properly, and finally lay her to rest. But here's the reality. Her exact cause of death has still not been publicly confirmed, which means even now, there's still major unanswered questions.
And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes. And that's why I wanted to put, Afterlife and all these songs that feel like endings and conclusions and goodbyes on the project.